Out there, there's a ship just for you. A ship that can carry you to the furthest stars, jumping long distances whilst offering an unobstructed view of the galaxy. A ship that can also pack a decent punch if the pirates come knocking. A ship that feels safe. A ship that feels like home. The Asp Explorer. A great ship at a great price in a competitive galaxy. Fly far. Fly safe. Fly in front of things.
Listen here, ladies. While your man is out and about bringing home the bacon, you need to make sure you look your best. Which is why we present to you our Lady Shave. It's small enough to fit into your dainty lady hands and releases a perfumed scent as you cut away that ghastly body hair.
Listen here, ladies. Say no to substandard shaving. At Saracen, we believe a woman deserves a shave as good as a man's. Introducing the Panther Clipper. For women. Gone are the days of your unruly body hair making you look like a bedraggled alpaca. The Panther Clipper is the biggest, baddest shaver credits can buy. And now, it's available in pink. A shave so smooth you'll need a tighter Dominator suit. The new Panther Clipper Lady Shave from Saracen. It's exactly what you've been asking for. In pink.
Have you been missold PPI? Python Protection Insurance was missold if you didn't want it, ask for it, or need it.
I was missold Python Protection Insurance and I got a claim worth 3,000 credits.
At Cowell & McGrath, we are ready to pursue claims for pilots who were sold PPI, even though they didn't have an escape pod.
When my partner's ship was destroyed, the insurance became invalid. I settled out of court for enough credits to restart my narcotics and weapons shipping business.
Millions have been missold Python Protection Insurance they can never claim, simply because they don't have an escape pod. Why should you pay for not reading the small print?
My husband was missold PPI. As a result of our claim, we now own Jupiter.
Cowell & McGrath, turning your carelessness into profitable lawsuits.
Hey Commanders, this is Mick from Crazy Mick's Reptile Emporium and Warehouse. Due to a hysterical ordering mishap and not reading the fine print, I'm currently in possession of over 10,000 snakes. Many of which are deadly, so everything must go. We have anacondas, asps, cobras, diamondbacks, floatlants, keelback, kraits, mambas, pythons, sidewinders and vipers, none of which are capable of spaceflight without being strapped to a rocket. Need a pet for your cockpit? Buy a snake. Need to scare your mother-in-law and give her a heart attack for the insurance money? Buy a snake. Need to fill a beluga full of snakes to assassinate a witness on their way to a Federation courthouse? Buy many snakes. Bulk discounts are available at Crazy Mick's Reptile Emporium and Warehouse. You can find us in the Lave Business Directory or visit us at the former site of Sensible Michael's Shipyard and Outfitting Warehouse. Will somebody get these mother snakes out of my mother warehouse?
There's a light in the night, and it won't go out. Now I found you. There's a heat so close that I never feel cold. Now I found you. I was alone, out in the dark. Then I saw hollow squares all around. Oh, now the calms call my name every night. Now I found you in the depths, gazing brightly at the neutron star. We share the field, scooping jack cones, leaping to the edges of the night. Oh, I was alone, out in the dark. And I saw hollow squares all around. Oh, I was alone, out in the dark. Heaven was all around. Oh, colors bleed. Oh, everyone's a soul on a new path, on a brave line. Feel the engines roll. Let's engage it all. Feel the new ride as we all intertwine. Let's jump together. 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 Let's jump. Let's jump together. Let's jump together. Let's jump together.
Waiting for things to load. Waiting for things to load. Sitting in your chair, waiting for things to load. Waiting for the manifest to update. Playing old space games. Waiting for things to load. You just want to get out there and explore space. See the galaxy. Blaze your own trail. But you're in your chair, waiting for things to load. Wait no longer, Commander! Automated cargo drones will load cargo into your ship in no time. Automated cargo drones, available now in most starports. We all know what it's like. You're busy managing your settlement when suddenly the alarms go off.
Oh no, not again.
That's right. A commander with a Federation naval rank of Admiral, an Imperial King no less, has landed in a ship worth over 100 million credits and is killing all your staff, while they look around for a 10 credit adhesive to glue an upgraded scope to their 100,000 credit assault rifle. They fly away with their super glue and you're left with a problem. How are you going to get your agricultural plant back up and running?
How am I going to get my plant up and running?
How are you going to find staff at short notice?
How am I going to find staff at short notice?
How are you going to deal with all those bodies?
There's bodies everywhere, and they've stained the carpet.
Wonder no longer. Call Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services.
Hello, I'm Harry, from Harry's Mine. After a sudden increase in robberies and murders by commanders since 3307, I've gained valuable expertise in cleaning up bodies, recruiting new staff and restocking stationary lockers. Now you can benefit from my experience by signing up to our Crime Scene Cleanup Service subscription plan.
That's right. For only a small monthly fee, when your settlement alarms are activated, our rapid response cleanup crew will be dispatched, along with our patented Cadaver Scoop 150. The Cadaver Scoop 150 can be mounted to surface reconnaissance vehicles and skimmers to make tidying up your settlement a breeze.
Wow, the bodies are gone.
Our recruitment team has potential new employees on standby across the galaxy, ready to fill your vacant roles in security, logistics, administration, processing, and more.
My plant's operational again. Thanks, Aries Crime Scenes Cleanup Services.
Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services. We'll have your settlement as good as new before the next ship arrives. Cadaver Scoop 150 disposal bags sold separately.
Choose life, choose a ship, choose a career, choose a cargo, choose a fucking big ship, choose palladium, gold and electrical tin openers. Choose good health, low cholesterol and ship insurance, choose fixed interest loan repayments, choose a space station, choose your friends. Choose leisure wear and matching luggage, choose a paint job and hire purchase in a range of fucking colours. Choose decals, exploration and wondering where the f*** you are on a Sunday morning. Choose sitting in that chair, running mind-numbing, spirit-crushing trade routes, stuffing f***ing junk food in your mouth. And choose rotting away at the end of it all, pissing your last in the void with no one out there to hear you, bury or do anything as you drift away in cold space. Until some comes along to steal your ship, your cargo, and your clothes, leaving your bones floating out in space. Choose your future. Choose life. But why would I want to do a thing like that? I choose not to choose life. I chose something else. And the reasons? There are no reasons. Who needs reasons when you've got onion head?
welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders.
The show that talks about the universe of Elite
and the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous,
and the fantastic
community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from a current Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads.
A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Dizzo.
The name of the place.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 508 of Lave Radio, the show about the universe of Elite and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, very short notice, Commander Psychic, otherwise known as Claire, and joining me in the orange Sidewinder bar for this episode are our head of health and safety, Commander Edelweiss, otherwise known as Ben Moss Woodward.
No, very short notice, Psychic.
Hello, that's me. That's what I do. Also, we have our SRV Banksy, Commander Alec Turner.
Hang on a minute. These wings aren't real. Evening all.
It's a valid observation. I enjoy it. We also have two of my favourite quizzes in the entire world, the Quiz Collective. We have the Quiz Mark IV, who is also doing tech for us today.
Hello.
That's you. That's who you are. And also my lovely, lovely husband, the Chris Mark V.
Hello.
Right. Okay. So here's
the
thing.
They do sound the same. I'm sorry.
They don't sound the same. You're an idiot. Okay. Right. Here's the thing. Colin is having some technical problems. Fingers crossed. He may slide in at some point with a working microphone that we can all have a lovely conversation and do those things with. I'm really sorry, folks, but for the time being, you've got me until we can have that lovely transition of what's it going on. Sure, cool, right. If you wish, you can join us live. I think... Right, there's a lot going on that I can see here. Chris Mark IV, you're hanging out in the bar, usual spot?
I'm hanging out the bar, our usual reserve table.
Fantastic. Chris Mark V is fighting a Titan?
Yes, I'm punching it. And
is that in open as well?
No, but I'm going to go open in a second.
Okay, copy that. And Ben, you look like you're flying a Mandalay.
I am flying a Mandalay, though I can't fly a Mandalay to Lave. But I might be after wiggling my engines around and things like that. I might go and tickle. I was going to say I might go and tickle a Titan too.
Perfect. Excellent. Cool. Well, if you can't get in game, you can also join the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live and clicking on live chat, or you can go to twitch.tv/laveradio. We're also on YouTube, multi-streaming and all of that good stuff. Hey, gang. What have you been up to this week? Let's start with Alec.
Hello. I have had a very pleasant but entirely unnoteworthy week out of game. Just, I don't know, nice stuff, but nothing remotely interesting to talk about. No. I did win the Just About Stunt video contest. So Colin doesn't have to do whatever.
You won it.
I won it. I came first.
Nice.
Yeah, so Colin doesn't have to do whatever it was he was going to do in an adder. I have done loads. I've been in Elite a lot, but I feel like I want to save all of that for the main discussion. Yeah, all of it.
Okay.
So there we go.
So, okay, Alex been doing things. And what about you, Ben? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I've been doing things too. So I'll just I've been doing things in Elite. I think it's probably the week I've probably played the most Elite, which is kind of ironic. I've tried doing stuff in the Mandalay, and only to find out I can't get to Reedquat as well as Lave now. So
Okay.
that's gonna make life even more awkward. So now I'm just going back into Tickle the Titan. But I've been playing, having lots of fun with Titans as well. But then I've been outside in the real world as well, visiting Manchester for a little thing called CitizenCon, with I think there was over 4,400 people there apparently.
Wow.
Okay.
So one or two, and I can leave it as saying it was bloody brilliant. The Star Citizen community are every bit as nice and lovely and generous as the Elite Dangerous community, and I shouldn't be surprised because my god, the overlap is big.
Yeah, for sure.
I was wearing a hoodie that had my Orgs logo on it and the Lave Radio logo on it, and the amount of people that recognized the Lave Radio logo in the queue and just came up and said, "You're Elite as well." That was lovely. So we got some recognition there as well. So that was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Cool. Chris Mark 5, what have you been up to this week?
Well, I eventually got access to the Mandalay and all that jazz. But unfortunately, I pledged to Power Play and then I had an absolute nightmare with crashes and stuff like that. So I've not been able to do as much as I want. I'm hoping we'll get another bash at it once they fix the issues. So yeah, and I'm doing my Fuel Rat retraining on tomorrow.
Well, that's really exciting. That's so cool. Really cool.
Is this
really cool. Do you know what ship you're going to be using for it?
Type 8.
Nice.
Brilliant. Retraining, I love it. It's so formal these days. When I joined, it was just it was just like, let's all work out how the hell this refueling thing works and have a go. And now everyone has to like pass driving tests and things.
Yeah.
Do you have to do like speed awareness courses if you're a bad fueler?
You probably would.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We used to ram people occasionally by accident when you'd hit boost when you didn't mean to. Probably
I
had
nearly did that.
Oh,
on one of my really early rescues with Anaconda. It dropped me in right next to them. And I'm still at like full speed.
Right.
Obviously using Navlock to drop in. Yeah, that was Brown Trousers time.
Oh, it's Terakov is going to be your trainer. Amazing, incredible. I love to see it. Terakov, be really, really hard on him.
He does like it hard.
I've heard. Chris 4.
I don't know how to follow that up. Right. What have I been up to this week? Divert. Quick. Something. Busy week doing bits and pieces. I have been to the cinema. I went to see The Wild Robot, which is absolutely lovely. It's lovely.
No.
It's such a nice film, and it has got some very dark humour in it as well that parents will laugh at and will absolutely fly over children's heads. It's very nice. It's stunning animation, really well voice acted, well worth getting the chance to see at the cinema if you get the chance, because it looks gorgeous on the big screen. So yes, highly recommend that. Then went out and had far too much Chinese. Went to a big banquet place in Edinburgh and gorged ourselves on Chinese food. I do not know when to say no to having another plateful. So I was feeling slightly sorry for myself the next day. It was all my own fault. That's been most of it outside of game, apart from all the boring usual bits and pieces. In game, had a really nice session on Friday night doing some Titan bopping. along with Psychic and Chris.
That's me, that's my name.
Also, lots of lovely folks, which we streamed out on Friday night. That was a lot of fun. And then I've been in a little bit doing more Titan bopping today. And now standing in the bar. I'm now safely back in the bar. I'm not going to explode while I'm in the bar. I am safe. I am comfortable. I am in my happy place. I am not going to be spending £5 million every time I explode. It's nice. It's nice. I can just stay here and not have a drink and it'll all be okay. How about you, Psychic? What have you been up to?
Okay, right. So I played a lot of Elite on Friday. Friday was like my big Elite day. So I did a whole like day of playing Elite, and then came back on and played Elite with everyone on the Friday night, which was really, really lovely and great. And then I woke up on Saturday morning and I could barely move. Now, if you know my history with being able to barely move and my back being absolutely hanging on a thread at the best of times, like a long time ago, not a long time ago, like a good few years ago now, I was bedridden for like 9 months, because like almost bedridden for 9 months because I couldn't move. I could barely move about with my back. And oh God, I woke up on Saturday morning and it was almost exactly the same, like it all happened again. So I went through a wave of a full panic, and I'm getting there now. So it wasn't what it was. It wasn't what it was before, but obviously every time you do something like that or have like that kind of experience, your back's just like, oh well, hey, sounds like fun. That sounds great. And it just like literally was the worst again. So I spent Chris 5 will attest to the fact that I spent most of Saturday like laying on the sofa, having just barely been able to make it downstairs, but in various states of just crying like a fucking idiot because of that kind of thing. And then it started to get better, and I was possibly the happiest I've ever been. But that's literally been my week. Apart from playing a bit of Elite, playing a lot of. We're now on Dragon Age Inquisition, which also I'm so grateful for the people who told me to persevere past Dragon Age Origins, because that has been uninstalled from my computer, but I'm not uninstalling Dragon Age 2 or Inquisition, because it's just been really brilliant, really fun to play. Yeah, I haven't really done much else. I've been, again, I'm trying to catch up on Critical Role, and I know they've just hit their 3rd birthday of this new campaign. The most recent campaign is their 3rd birthday, but the ones that I've just been watching, their sponsor is for a game that's going to be going to full release, and that game is Baldur's Gate 3. So I know I'm a little bit behind. So yeah, that's been my week of like being really, really concerned that I fucked my back entirely again. But we're good. Hi, Colin.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Can you hear us okay?
I can.
We have a Colin.
I can. I have been plugging and unplugging all my mics. I've been rebooting. I've been getting USB errors left, right, and center. I got no idea what's wrong with this blooming headset. It's worked fine for the last 2 years, and then all of a sudden decides to go funny today, or last week as well, because it wasn't working last week either.
Yeah. Okay,
Nobody move.
Okay.
Sit very still. Don't jiggle a cable.
Yeah. No one touch anything. We're okay. Yeah. Hey, Colin, how's your week been? What you been up to?
Well, there's a few things that we can that we'll probably be talking about later. So I've been doing some of that. I've been doing a bit of Thargoid blowing up-ish. And I finished Final Fantasy 16.
Nice.
Yes.
Has it got good yet?
It was good for the moment it went.
Okay.
Yeah. And on top of that, it didn't make me cry as much as Final Fantasy 15 does, though. I mean, yes, it was an emotional ending, but it didn't have the same kick in the nads that Final Fantasy 15 had. So, you know. Oh well. That's not to take away from it. It's a very, very good game, and I will give it about another 6 months, and then I'll play it again. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. 60 hours in to complete it. Yeah, great.
Nice.
Yes, and then there was the Star Citizen thing that happened over the weekend, which we might talk about later if we have time. So that's me. I guess does anybody want to talk about the development news then?
I mean, I certainly can. Hey guys, guess what? This week there was a preview of the Ascension update that was released to the. Yeah, there was.
How did that go?
Well, it was released to those people in the partner program, and
Who were they?
well, I mean, everyone who is in this call right now was able to get a copy of it, which we're incredibly grateful to Frontier for going, hey, yeah, there's all of you that have the are on the show, you'll get a copy. Thank you so much, Kat, for organising that. That was really cracking.
Marking.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for. So the preview of the build was released to those in the partner program so we can talk about it and we can discuss it and do all of those good things. However, on Friday, it became, but by Friday, we should say, it became very evident that there wasn't it wasn't release ready. So there was tweets and social posts and forum posts that went out saying that they've been watching stuff, they've been seeing all the crashes, and they've decided to put the Mandalay release date back to the following week. Just to clarify as well, I know I can see this here, like there were people saying on the forums complaining that the partners got access to a beta server. Hey guys, we're just fucking marketing, my guy. It just so happened that the release that we were playing on, also Frontier were paying attention to on lots of different partner servers, seeing partner streams, seeing them all crash and going, oh shit, well we better do something about this. We're not, it's not a beta program. It really isn't. It really isn't. There'd be like more structure to it if there was.
Although maybe it should be.
Maybe it should be. Who knows? Potentially. I barely. How could one comment on that? Just to clarify, though, the whole thing, like, and I've talked about this like until the cows come home, just like separately. But it's if Frontier were going to do betas and do stuff around their updates, they would tend to call on more than just content creators. Yeah. They will tend to look for people who are speaking out on the forums or giving feedback and things along those lines, and are prolific with their feedback in constructive ways. And those people are the people who they will find like a section of the community that they can trust to like share this information with. It's not content creators. We're there to try and like generate hype. Just happens like the Mandalay's dope, but a lot of things were not working particularly well, and that's why we're in the situation that we are. But that's been about it for the development news. Lots of shit went out about Planet Coaster though.
Oh my god, did you see the interview with Arf on the roller coaster? That was the best thing they've ever done.
I wish I'd been. I wished so much that I'd been invited to that. It looked so. I wouldn't have gone on the roller coaster, so it would have probably been lost on me. But it looked so cool. It did
Arf
look
and
really
Adam
cool.
just
And Arf and Adam
screaming for 2 minutes while you're
holy shit.
Do not listen on headphones.
100%, absolutely. That it was really funny. Bless them.
It's amazing.
So yeah, that was really cool. There's been so much going out about Planet Coaster, but that's like super imminent. I think, what is it? Beginning of November that drops. I think November the 6th.
Yeah, so basically they're going to drop
7 day
Ascendancy, because we got told off for calling it Ascension. It's Ascendancy.
Yeah.
So they're coming out with Ascendancy next week, and then they've got the whole Planet Coaster thing just a week after. So
I wonder which one holds more priority for Frontier. I wonder which one is going to be the thing that they're really relying on to have they really need to have a great launch. I wonder where their priorities might lie. Oh, it's a tricky thing to think about.
I mean, for everybody that had the partner program, were you all lot having crashes, or did you have the same as me, which is the AI just went mental on me?
I've had neither of those. I guess we're going to come to it in the main discussion, though, right?
Yeah, it's probably a better
I've
place
had
to talk about it.
very pleasant experience. Just been lucky, I guess.
Was there something you wanted to say, Ben?
I mean, it was about the partner programs and stuff like that, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay. I guess
we've moved on.
I guess we can move on to the community news.
And now to the community coroner.
It's a dead game, innit, mate?
First item of business is what you lot got up to last Friday on the Lave Light, because I couldn't make it. What did you do?
We bashed the Titan for a little while.
I'm guessing that I'm assuming the original intention of Lave Light on the Friday was to show off the new update a little bit, but
Kind of. It was a bit of both, really. Because it was initially let's go and check out the new update. But the thing that's really fun about Lave Lights is when we get like a lot of people in and get other folks in joining us. So we did.
Did you get a bunch? Were you in open?
Yeah, we did. We weren't in open because it's because Titan bashing can sometimes be a bit weird in open. So we did it again. We did it in we did it in my PG.
Nice.
Which worked perfectly fine. We had a few come and join us, made a bit of money, saw a lot of rebuy screens, but it was a lot of fun.
Excellent. Good stuff. More on Titan bashing later, I suspect. Next up.
Quick question then, actually, about Lave Light. Will you guys be trying it again this Friday, or
unlikely this Friday?
Assuming we get a working build.
I wouldn't have thought so this Friday. No, I think unless somebody else wants to do something, but I'm not going to be about this Friday.
I'm away, but.
Well, there we go.
I don't know what you're doing. I'm not stalking.
Not every. You would have seen it though, because we'd have talked about it, Ben. Because we do converse between shows. So yeah, we've got no plans to do another one just yet, but we'll look in the future. Every week, like doing one every week might be a lot.
Oh,
believe it or not, we do. Some of us even have lives.
I don't believe it. I don't believe any of you.
Nice. All right. Watch the space for future Lave Lights. Talking about the partner program and stuff, there's a few items I've bunged in community news, which it's quite nice to see. So obviously it's streamers and they're all having fun with Powerplay 2 and the Mandalay and doing their thing and promoting the game. And what's nice to see is that there is information leaking out. Obviously, some of the people who are most interested in Powerplay, I'm thinking like people on the forums, like, sort of Rubber Nuke, or I'm blanking on his name, but the guy we had on as a guest, who are really good at sort of documenting everything and really digging into the features, are sitting on the sidelines desperately trying to effectively look over streamers' shoulders to see what's going on the screen.
Yeah.
And hurriedly scribbling notes. And so it's nice to see that there is some stuff coming out that's being shared. The first one I was going to throw in here is just on the Elite Dangerous fandom wiki, and it's a Powerplay 2.0 guide. It's fairly skeletal at the moment, but one of the things I really like is it's got a power module unlock matrix, which is like all the different modules. So in Powerplay 2, every power gives you all the modules, but in a different order, and it's basically a nice big spreadsheet of who gives what and in what order. So if you want to find that, that's on the fandom wiki, and I'm sure other places too. The next thing was a forum thread, actually, which kind of caught my attention. I almost feel a bit guilty that I hadn't thought about this sooner, but it was the aforementioned Power Play forum fans trying to glean what they can from what they can see on other people's streams. So there's a few forum threads, but this seems like a good place. So if any of the partners do have information to share, that's a good place to share it. I think I chipped in with a video just showing every single screen. I don't necessarily know what all the screens are, but I at least tried to show the guys every single screen so they can read it through. The forum thread began with, we finally had the opportunity to see Power Play in action from the various partners' different streams. What about we use this thread to share some info? Good plan. Next up is, I just saw this one pop up today, actually, and it's a similar forum thread, but it's from Rootsrat, who a lot of people may know. Rootsrat from the Winged Hussars, very long time player and streamer and all-round nice guy, who has published his Power Play 2.0 first impressions and feedback thread. There's some interesting things there. One of the main issues he seems to have is with the hollow ad hacking that I'll come on to because I really enjoyed it. But anyway, right, that's enough Power Play stuff. We'll have more of that later. There's a new video from the High Wake, typical Imperial cutter pilots, who's continuing his series of typical pilots for different ship types. Did anyone see this? Because I'm going to make a confession and say I'm not sure I got the joke.
Okay, that's good because it's not just me then.
Phew.
I've not gone off and rewatched the video because I think I actually said that on his as a comment on the video.
Okay, it's lovely and adorable, and I laughed.
And I love all the little bits
anyway,
and bats.
but I felt there was a central joke that I wasn't getting.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not quite sure if you're saying. I think he's suggesting that Imperial cutter pilots watch people stealing shit and don't do anything about it. I think.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Yes, okay. I guess I got that. Okay, fine.
Kremen, if you understand the joke, could you explain it to us, please, buddy? Because Kremen's saying it's hilarious.
The cutter pilot was just looking on while the power went out and stuff, right? He wasn't the cause of that.
Sitting there with his feet up and everything like that, watching the base get absolutely wrecked.
Okay, maybe that is the joke.
Oh,
what Imperial? They just don't do anything. Is that it? Or
well, there's a suggestion that the cutter took so
basking.
much power
That
that
could
the
be
lights
it,
went
yeah.
out, but I don't know if that's true because I thought the thief had stolen the power regulator.
I thought that's what it was, the thief of stealing the power thing. But
Okay.
I like the idea that Little Biggie has just suggested with the cutter pilots just basking in it.
Yeah, okay.
I like
So
that idea.
there's an excellent and very funny but open to
A bit above
interpretation
us.
high weight cartoon. Right. Next up, I'm not going to start listing all the just about bounties that are bouncing around. I know we've mentioned it on previous shows, but one of the things that just about do is once the bounty's finished and they've garnered loads of community contribution, they format them into a kind of published thing, and they've done a new one called 9 Fascinating Elite Dangerous Documentaries. I am delighted to say, and this was richly deserved, that Pete and Jude's Galnet News Digest fantastic hour-long Azimuth story won that bounty.
Oh,
I
brilliant.
won't say how much, but it was a sizable bounty and couldn't have gone to a more deserving
That's lovely.
pair. So bravo, well done. It was really good. I'm going to feature another video that they shouted out in the show notes. It's called A Tour Through the Universe by Leonard Gim, who says it's a video documentary for just about celebrating 40 years of elite history and all that humanity has achieved by spreading through the stars. From planets to stars to black holes and perhaps a few other things, we will go on a journey of discovery together, seeing what makes our Milky Way the way it is. And it's a nice video. I think one of the things that Just About asked for was to do it in a sort of Carl Sagan or, ooh, isn't space, kind of just a sort of talk over some video of space footage. And yeah, this does that very nicely. It's a good video. Next was a video just missed last week's show. I had to double check that we hadn't featured it actually, from Oraxis Animus, called Elite Dangerous Shadow of Salvation, fictional docudrama. And he says, this is a video that tells a fictional story in a style of dramatized documentary. It's set in the months prior to the Proteus wave events and provides intriguing narrative involving low-rank Azimuth operatives, their operations and sincerity. It's good. It's a great little story that, as he says, leads up to the Proteus wave events from a different perspective. A really good little video. Next, a few weeks ago, we featured a thing about a kind of rap battle between Ghost Giraffe, Barefoot, Spatula, and Takoso, where they'd been taunting each other with videos about their on-foot fighting skills, with Z skills. And then they had a showdown. I'm not entirely 100% sure who won. It looked very funny. But I think the loser had to post a video saying how crap they were and how they got their ass handed to them. And so I can only assume that Spatula and Takoso lost and have published this fantastic video called Elite Dangus. I legally have to post this rap warning, which is basically the losers. Rap video, very good. Right. The next thing is a little bit of news I've picked up on from ED Copilot, which we've mentioned quite a lot. Now, when I use ED Copilot, I guess in a fairly minimal way. I love its time trial stuff, and I like it talking to me and giving me information. But I'm not massive on its possibly major feature, which is the NPC chatter that you can have going on. It's brilliantly done. It's just not quite for me. That's no diss on it whatsoever. It's literally just not quite for me, but it is fantastic. And you can have NPCs with dozens of different voices, all drawing information from Galnet and stuff and speaking to you as you land. And anyway, Razafrag, the developer, has announced a thing that he's very excited about, and for him to be excited, it must be quite a big deal. It's what it is that ED Copilot is going to integrate with a thing called Covas Next. Now, I hadn't heard of Covas Next, did a bit of poking around. And what Covas Next is a kind of sort of voice attacky thing, a bit like the thing that, what's the thing, Dave's thing?
HCS voice.
Yeah,
HCS
voice packs. Yeah, sorry. It's a bit like HCS voice packs in that you talk to your Covas, but you can literally converse with it. It uses AI to look up stuff about Elite Dangerous, and you can literally have any conversation you fancy with Covas Next, and it will talk back to you. Apparently, it's very good. So much so that Razafrag, the ED Copilot developer, is going to integrate it into ED Copilot. So he says, I'm very excited by this collaboration. It replaces your ship AI voice status updates with Covas Next AI interactions and situational updates. You have to try this. It's amazing. As a guide, I used it for... so you do have to pay for the AI backend stuff. He says, as a guide, I used it for 4 hours today, and it cost me 28 cents in GPT tokens and $1.84 in audio TTS costs. You can talk to it while playing and will get on-the-fly reactions from it based on events happening in the game. Requires Covas Next B 1.4, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, there's a link about Covas Next, and you can find ED Copilot just by Googling for it. Sounds interesting. Right, two more. Literally as we speak, the Elite Dangerous are having their 2-year anniversary live stream. Please don't leave us. Well, you could leave us and watch us on catch up, I suppose, and watch them now. But anyway, hi to Elite Dangerous, who are having their 2-year anniversary. Wow, has it really been 2 years since they started? Such good
I
stuff.
can't believe it's only been 2 years.
Really? Okay, interesting.
I feel like I was recording my stuff well more than that ago, but it's probably time is weird. COVID made time weird.
Yeah, it did. There's no going back, is there?
So much content in that time as well that they've published.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah. Anyway, that's on right now. Happy second birthday. How do you say that in French? No idea. Bon anniversaire. Yeah, I guessed
Oh
it.
no, shit! My secret's out. I don't let the funky music do the talking.
Caught you out. Excellent.
No.
Finally, the next Buckyball race is going to start this bloomin' Thursday. It's called
this Thursday.
This Thursday. So
Holy
what's
shit.
happened is, because the Ascendancy update has been delayed a week, it is now going to drop in the middle of the Buckyball race, and there will undoubtedly be some turbulence. So, Reiko's just brought it forward a day to give us a bonus day at the beginning. So it's going to start on Thursday and then run to the Monday week. So it is called Once Upon a Time in Listy. The forum thread is up. We will post a link. It literally only turned up about a few hours ago, so I haven't had a good chance to read it. But it's basically, in regulation class, it's a pretty straightforward rares run around some of the old worlds. So grab some rares, fly somewhere, grab some rares, fly somewhere, do a little loop. In unlimited class, it's the same, except it's got some shenanigans. Because you're allowed to use Super Cruise Overcharge, that loop will be quicker. So it's also got some shenanigans, which rather beautifully kind of revolve around Lave Radio.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. It's very cool.
Yeah, so there are some, I don't think they're even bonuses. I think they are things you have to do. They are PR stunts. You've got to visit Lave Radio's headquarters at the Orange Sidewinder Bar and do some stunt flying. You have to go to Associated Pharmaceutical, blah, blah, blah. You've got to go to Ridley Scott and do some stunts. You have to go to the Lave Radio booster installation. Does anyone even? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Same, didn't know.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, never knew that was even a thing. A planetary thing. It's a bit like what we did in the last race. You've got to land outside the exclusion zone of the Lave Radio booster installation, and then drive your SRV up to it. And don't tell everyone on them, but they're going to hack our radio station.
Oh no.
May improve it.
Looks cool.
You can't polish a turd. There's only so much you can polish a turd.
Can put glitter on it though.
Hey, we need to put a lot of glitter in there.
And that is this week's Community Corner.
Cool.
Over to Colin or Psychic, who are arm wrestling as we speak to decide who's going to take the rest of the show.
Okay, if you have a community event that's taking place soon and you'd like us to shout about it across the airways, tweet the crew at Lave Radio or email the info@laveradio.com. So, in-game events, what's been happening this week? Well, it's been actually quite interesting. We've had three days full of Galnet, which has been quite...
We had a few last week as well, didn't we?
Yeah. You know, it's almost as if they're ramping up to something, don't you think?
Almost to the maybe. Who knows?
Well, on the 16th last week, they announced that there are maybe more surprises to be found in the Titan wreckage. This is basically an announcement that there's a lot more technological advances to come from the wreckage of the Thargoid Titans. I do know there's a whole load of stuff there that none of us have. Well, you can collect, but they don't do anything. So,
is this the one about them remapping our knowledge of cooling?
I think so. Hang on. Yeah, it is said the exchange of energy to power while distributing heat away from core components. It's so effective. It has essentially redrawn the map of our understanding.
I'm sorry, but that just made me literally roll on the floor laughing. Well, not literally, but very nearly. I mean, honestly, you block that 8 vents and their ship blows up. They know fuck all about cooling, if I may be so bold.
All your ships now have a lipstick, everyone. Everyone gets a lipstick. You get a lipstick, you get a lipstick, everyone gets a lipstick.
Does that mean that everybody gets a vulnerable point? You manage to hit it, out comes the lipstick, and then before you know it, your lipstick's hit, and that's it, you're dead.
Honestly, my nan knows more about cooling than Thargoids do.
Yeah, but It's essentially redrawn the map of their understanding.
redrawn
it
the
says
map.
it right here.
I mean, we understand better how not to do it, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's still
there you
understanding,
go.
right?
That's definitely redrawing a map for sure.
Don't
My
vent
map
all
is
your heat
redrawn.
into a single cat's penis because it will explode.
Oh man, that's just put a horrible image in my head. Thank you, Alec. On the 18th, we had a couple of items, which was, well, obviously Raj became vulnerable, and it's being hammered even as we speak. And Sojourner, unfortunately, has collapsed as soon as the Thargoid Raji became vulnerable. She got taken to intensive care and is still unconscious. Which leads on next quite nicely to Mondays, where Azimuth has now demanded that Sojourner be disconnected from the Thargoid hive mind, even though have they actually managed to prove that she can read the Thargoid hive mind, or is it just general
So-
feelings?
So let's just decompress for a moment this thing. Yes, kind of in that she's like, hey, shit's going down, and shit went down. But big but on the top of that, I don't think Azimuth, because Azimuth did this to a lot of people, and she's the only one that survived their shit and it worked with. So Azimuth don't know what they're doing either. But this has my favorite line in any Gauntlet that I've ever seen, which is the very last paragraph, which says that an Aegis spokesperson simply mentioned that Raidmaker's comments were characteristically insensitive. It's so beautiful. Calling someone characteristically insensitive is just such a read, and I love it so much.
Yeah, it's a good
Hey,
line, isn't it? I hadn't really thought about that. Yeah, it's nice.
That guy's a prick, and he's always going to be a prick. Hey, look at that. No one's surprised. That's effectively what that was. Brilliant.
Yes, caring Azimuth.
Yeah, so they're it's a very thinly veiled, hey, we don't know how to fix her, I think you should kill her, is what that's saying. So whether that means that we've got something coming up wherein they're going to tell us that, hey, if you kill all of the Titans, it's going to mean that this one NPC is going to die, and all of the other NPCs that we rescued, and all of those ones that you've got in your fleet carrier, Claire, that are still just waiting to be handed in, they're probably all going to die as well, because they've all been like affected by Thargoids in some way. All right.
Did anyone else get kind of Harry Potter vibes of the thing between Harry Potter and Voldemort, that there was a connection and that he needed to try and block because he was giving away as much as he was learning? And I don't know, I got those sort of vibes from this story, that like they were worried that she was feeding back Thargoids and.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. That's quite a common trope, though. I've read.
Is it? Fair enough.
I've read a few different stories where that's.
Do you mean
that's
like
the thing.
One Ring and Sauron?
Yeah, like the One Ring and Sauron, and
I suppose so.
Where there's a feedback each way. Try not to pretend that anything J.K. Rowling ever did was original.
Sure, it's probably in the Bible, to be honest.
Yeah, it's. That's kind of a common thing. It's like, what if they can see what we're doing as well, and there's like this feedback loop, and that kind of thing. So, and the immediate solution from Azimuth is just like, hey, just put her down. It's fine.
Yeah, as you do. Right, the Thargoid War as it continues. There was one alert last week, all cleared. 3 invasions, all cleared. There's currently 158 systems which are still controlled, 5 of which have been cleared so far this week. 16 systems are in recovery. Now, Raji is still holding on for the moment. It's got, 2 hearts left?
Yep.
So surely it should fall in the next couple of days. But this is quite interesting. We've never had a Thargoid Titan last long enough to go on to the next tick.
Not true.
Thor did, I think.
Thor, the first one did.
The one that threw out
Taranis
loads
did.
of extra alerts did?
Yeah, Taranis did, and it threw. But Taranis is a strange case because that was the first one, wasn't it?
It didn't reset its
no
health.
No, it didn't. It was still vulnerable. Interesting to see. Interesting in inverted commas, because I mean this is like the Seventh Titan, and let's be honest, we're kind of done now. But
that said,
but
I suppose
still.
PSA. You know, anyone who went out maybe Wednesday last week to get their 2 million might want to think about topping it up.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Hang on, it was at. Right now, as of recording, it was saying it was like around 8-9 hours for it to go. So you might still be okay, but it's probably going to drop off. People in my Discord were talking about it.
Starting
Hang
to
on,
panic
let me
fine.
see.
I think if you have time tomorrow, or it might be worth
For
getting
sure,
2 million.
definitely. Yeah, it's doing 17.3% an hour right now, but that's not going to last overnight. I think people are probably pushing at it for now. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow. I reckon it'll go.
Yes. So that means it'll go on Thursday, which, yeah. Lovely. So.
Well, it's all right. We'll just watch it from the next system over. It's not a problem.
You're never going to let that go.
No,
Never ever going to let that go.
It's one Titan explosion.
The most Lave thing to ever happen.
100%.
Ah, dear. Right, well, that's the end of the news, so quick store alert then.
Store alert!
In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your art. In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your art.
And welcome back. Well, there is something to say in the store alert. That means if you still want your cheap suits, the sale's still going on.
Keeps doing an awful lot of heavy lifting there, Colin.
Yeah. So, cheap suits for everyone. Enjoy.
Cheap. Inverted commas, cheap.
Yeah, cheap. They're about £8 for a pack. So, yeah.
Save your ox, buy a Mandalay.
Funny enough, I was going to recommend that as well. Well, with that short moment, I think we'll go straight to an ad break.
Oi, how you doing, my brother? So you run some data and you left your little sidey and you're starting to think about maybe a ship that can punch a little bit harder. Well, the Killback, the one with the little flappy wings, is just what the doctor ordered. It is multi-crew enabled and is the smallest ship with a fighter bay, so you can point and they will do your bidding. Ha! It's got 3 utility mounts, 2 small and 2 medium hard points, plus a whole batch of compartments. So if you want a bit of fun, grab a Killback, my son.
Have you been affected by Azimuth Biotech's provocation of the Thargoid menace? At Turner & Fig, we're ready to pursue claims against Azimuth Biotech as part of our class action lawsuit.
My son has started worshipping the Thargoid god and keeps bringing home human sacrifices. Am I entitled to compensation?
Yes, you are.
My daughter was aboard the Bright Sentinel. I keep calling Azimuth to find out where she is, but I always get their voicemail.
Thank you for calling Azimuth Biotech. We're sorry, but
Salvation
is not available. Please leave your message after the tone.
Am I entitled to compensation?
Yes, you are.
I was selling escape pod occupants into slavery, but now Thargoids keep taking the escape pods instead. Am I entitled to compensation?
I suppose so. Thousands, maybe millions of people are due compensation from Azimuth Biotech. Contact us today. Turner and Fig, cleaning out Azimuth Biotech for a huge portion of your compensation.
New from Azimuth Biotech, it's Tickle Me Thargoid. Tickle Me Thargoid is fun for all the family. Teach your little anti-Xeno commander the difference between an Orthrus and a Cyclops, a Basilisk and a Medusa.
Count the hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a Cyclops.
Teach them their weakness and how to exploit them.
Now rip out the hearts. One by one.
I don't want to.
Do it. Using the tool. Do it. Now stomp on its face. Smash its face in.
I've got them.
Tickle Me Thargoid. Available now from branches of Lave Toy Depot and other retailers.
Welcome back. Now, most of us have had a chance to fly the new Mandalay. So I thought we would just quickly go around the crew and see what they thought to it. I think we'll start with Claire because you say you've got things to say.
Yeah. I've got things to say. It's really good. I mean, I got thing to say. Maybe it's really, really nice to the extent that it is. Oh, am I going to say? Is it too nice?
Is it too good? Is it
Is
overpowered?
Is it just like so easy to fly in Super Cruise Overdrive? Does it turn in Super Cruise Overdrive like a Corvette does just in Super Cruise? Yes, is the answer to that question. It's amazing to the extent that I'm like, am I cheating by flying this ship? It's just a really nice ship to fly. I really like the way it looks inside. I really like the way it looks. I really like the way its little engines flap. It's very cute. It's a very pretty looking ship. The ship kit that comes as part of the package deal that Frontier have, and that red paint that comes with it. Obviously, we know that red paint makes the ship go faster, so obviously it goes faster with that. But the ship kits are really cool as well. They've done a really good job with this ship. The pre-built, again, I will always say the pre-built is and maybe the pre-built is like it's an exploration ship, but it doesn't have a Guardian booster in it, and it's not the fact that they don't include Guardian items in pre-builts, because the pre-built DBX has got a Guardian booster in it, so that's an actual thing. It is absolutely wonderful, and I love it to pieces.
What range?
But I do feel like I'm cheating in it.
Yeah, what range did you manage to get out?
Over 90. Over 90 when I engineered a nutso one, kind of similar to the way that my Crate Phantom Micro is built, with holistic shields and a hint of weight behind it, everything stripped right down, but I got it just over 90. And then I think doing sensible things, you could probably have like a sensible 60 without batting an eyelid. Nice. But being a little bit more sensible than having a paper hull and holistic shields.
Excellent.
But it's good.
It's good, but the worry that I have is that will everybody be flying one? There'll be nobody in anything else.
Yeah.
Alec, have you managed to have a fly of it?
I have, yeah. It is lovely. I've got a few little points to mention. No, it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. I love it. I'm going to be flying it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's little glass window down at your feet. It's a bit of a token thing. It's lovely. I love it. I don't know quite how useful it is. cute, and it's clearly what was possible with that cockpit. But it's a bit of a token window, isn't it? It's not brilliant. I love that all the little landing lights when you've landed at point downwards all kind of move in little circles slowly. They're all just gradually scanning the ground. That's lovely. I have two big things to say about it. One, it is so good. It is going to win all the buckyball races next season. Now, what this is based on, it's not only got a really good jump range, and it's fast. It'll happily boost to over 600 with a bit of tweaking. But as well as that, there's a thing that basically determines 75% of buckyball wins, I'd say, which is Super Cruise. So you're heading to a station, and if you're being sensible, you'd follow the 7-second rule. Basically, what you do in buckyball racing is you push that to sub 6, maybe 5 seconds or 4 seconds. And then when you get too close, you pull back on your stick and you kind of go into a bit of a corkscrew. And that on some ships, has a braking effect. So I've been flying the Type 8 and I let my ETA to my station drop to 5, maybe 4. I get close, I pull back on the stick and nothing happens. And I don't brake and I overshoot every single damn time. The Mandalay is a fucking dream. You can go to like a 2-second ETA, pull back, and it just goes 2, 3, 4, 5. It just slows back down again. It is glorious for flying in Super Cruise. It's amazing. It's going to win all the races. The other thing I discovered is I'm not is somewhat controversial. So I decided I'm not going to explain myself. I decided to drop the Mandalay off my favorite massive crater in the Sol system and roll it down the side of the crater because it amused me greatly to see it tumbling down the wall. What was quite unexpected about that video is that the wings go right through the landscape. They have no hitbox. So I have done some science, and the deal is, and I didn't know this about Elite, it seems that ships have 2 hitboxes. They have one that applies to interactions with everything to do with other commanders, and they have one to do with interactions with the landscape. So the hitbox of the Mandalay, as far as the landscape goes, and that includes superstructures of stations and things like tunnels at installations and things, is pretty much the fuselage only. It does not include the wings at all. So you can literally, this morning I was literally poking the wings through the window of an on-foot concourse and picking NPCs at the bar up on my wings. It's very funny. But yeah, the wings. But when the Mandalay is interacting with commander things, so you can walk on the wings, you can drive the SRV on the wings, and you can shoot. I tried shooting, and right to the very tip of the wings you can shoot. So the hitbox is very accurate as far as interactions with commander stuff, but it's a very lazy hitbox as far as interactions with landscape and superstructures.
Does that change when you put the landing gear down? Does that alter? Because it used to be one of those things where if you got stuck in the toast rack, you could sort of put your landing gears down and bring them back in again, and it kind of changed the hitbox around, and it would like wiggle
That
you
was
loose.
my first thought. My first thought that it was deployment of landing gear, but that doesn't make as much difference as I thought. I then thought maybe it was while you were landed, and that also doesn't make as much difference as I thought. No, it's like there's 2 hitboxes, which I never knew. The other ship, the Type 8, the front forks of the Type 8 have the same issue. And I believe ship kits have the same issue. In fact, ship kit components have a slightly different interaction with terrain versus commander stuff.
Yeah.
Have you scienced this on every ship, or is it
No.
just?
No,
Just those
it
two
was
for
so
now?
blindingly obvious with the Mandalay that I did some real testing to work out what the deal was, and then sort of related it back to things I'd witnessed with other ships.
It reminds me of all these videos I suddenly started getting on shorts of people deliberately crashing virtual reality cars to show up what your survival rate is.
Yeah, it's funny. I can't say I really understand why they've done that. Probably, possibly, so that you're not constantly getting it stuck while you're docking and things.
Yeah.
Except that doesn't really hold because they've got no qualms about the tail fin of the beluga, which is a bastard to get through the mail slot. So, don't know. Seems a shame. Ruined my video, Frontier. Ruined it.
Damn, there goes that bounty you wanted.
Yeah.
Ben, what about you?
Yeah, well, I've only been able to play with it a little bit on Friday and a wee bit today. But I've managed to fly it a bit. Like everyone else has been saying, she flies so nicely. Unfortunately, I can't land the bloody thing anywhere. Everywhere I've tried to land, I've dropped in and I've been like, no, crash the desktop. Go somewhere else, crash the desktop. So, that's frustrating. I'm sure it lands somewhere, just nowhere I've tried.
Yeah, that's one of the reported crashes, isn't it? The
Yeah.
issues. Yeah. And Chris Mark 5.
So what my
So
experience
basically-
with the Mandalay or
Mandalay.
Mandalay.
I haven't flown it that much, but it is fun though. From what times I have flown it, it has been great fun. Flies really nice, handles really nice. I can't see a downside about it.
Which is the downside about it?
Have you actually taken it into combat yet?
No.
Right. Because I took. Has anybody taken it into combat? Because I know I have.
Yeah.
I inadvertently took it into combat today, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I was only going against basic ships when somewhere where I logged into because I couldn't land. Came up and they came up with some bad guys who started shooting me. So obviously I shot them back, and she just flies so nice. I was just riding their asses. Great.
Right. Yeah.
I
Because
could do bounty hunting in it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I got jumped by for the first time in ages, a wing of pirates. I think it was one of these AI issues that they're on about, because normally these guys don't attack me because I'm allied with them, but they decided to attack me and said, we don't like your kind round here, which is normally what happens when they don't like you. An attack on sight, which was weird. But I think it's too sturdy. I thought it was supposed to be something that comes apart. It's a light explorer vessel, but this thing was able to soak up enough punishment from 3 Vipers quite easily.
Do you know what? I think I agree, actually. So we'll come on to this, but the reason I don't do a lot of combat, but I was doing these weekly assignments in Powerplay, and one of them was to do some bounty hunting. So I literally just slapped some pulse lasers and some multi-cannons on the thing, and I just had a completely unengineered bi-weave shield, and I figured I probably wouldn't last very long, but I might be able to do enough. And I went bounty hunting, and yeah, I agree. It did better than I expected.
Yeah.
It needs to be bad at something.
It does.
Yes, it does need to be a bit more fragile, I think.
Although I must admit that when it's flying, it looks great. When it's landing, well, it looks kind of like a down duck, to be honest.
Oh, I love it.
It's high up, isn't it?
I
Do you
get
know what I mean?
distracted by the way it looks as it comes into land on the pad. I think it looks like a moth landing. I think it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, landing it looks nice with all the bits moving and all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
But
like
when it's
on the little hollow
ground-
in your like when you're looking in the cockpit on your hollow, I get distracted by that. I find myself just like watching it on that rather than actually putting the effort into land.
Well, you see, when it flies, I think it looks as graceful as a flying swan. When it's landed, it looks like a depressed swan.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. I really do. It just looks so different from other things, you know.
It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. It's fantastic to fly. It's reasonably well armed. It's got the best yaw of any medium ship and probably rivals the Eagle, which for a medium ship it shouldn't, but hey, what do I know? And yeah, I'm like Alec. I think it's too good. It needs an Achilles heel.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Frontier. You made a ship too good.
I haven't
Basically, we're
even
all
done
saying it
that.
needs to nerf it.
Sorry, Ben. I haven't even done that engineering on the hull, which
Yeah.
I wonder if they were thinking as an explorer, then it needs to be able to bounce off the ground when people forget that they're landing on a high gravity planet. Don't know.
I don't know. I thought that, if you're an explorer, you're going to be very, very gentle with your landings anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it should be more fragile, definitely.
But yeah, not that we're complaining about the rest of it.
Yeah, and just to clarify, this isn't necessarily a complaint from me that it's too good, but it's less of a complaint, more of an observation. I think I will say, because I do really like it. I don't know necessarily that I want it to change. Just make everything else better. Make everything else better to come and join it. That's fine. Do that instead.
I should possibly add, I would genuinely really like them to improve that hitbox. I tell you why, because one of the other things I did with it is I took it, because I had in mind buckyball races where we sometimes have things like flying through installation tunnels as a challenge. So I wanted to see if it would fit, and it would very, comfortably fit with its wings through those kind of tunnels that you get through installations, and it would be really fun and challenging to fly through those kind of things.
Is it actually fitting or is it clipping fitting?
Well, here's the thing. Visually, it would fit comfortably, but actually, because the wings aren't hitting anything, it fits really easily, ludicrously easily, because the wings aren't there. So you can go zipping through tunnels, not giving a shit about your wings, and that, I don't know. People
Yeah.
fly through tunnels for the challenge, and it really ain't much of a challenge if the wings don't count.
Goes through like an eagle because none of the rest of the ship counts.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Don't know.
Right. Okay. So general reaction to this is thumbs up.
10 out of 10 from me. 9.5.
Thumbs up, too good.
69 out of 10. Nice.
Nice.
It's a nice ship. It's nice.
Right. Well, if that's the case, we'll move on to the other half of the update, which is Power Play version 2. Now, I've had a bit of a dabble of it on Thursday and this afternoon. How much has everybody had a chance to look at it yet?
Yeah, fair amount.
None.
Yep. Done my weeklies.
You done your weeklies? Yeah. So, what's everybody's first impressions? We'll start with Alec.
Okay, so actually, I'm really liking it now. Let's put some caveats in. Some people, I haven't had a particularly bad experience with it re-crashing and aggressive NPCs. I'll tell you what I did. I can almost exactly tell you what I did with it. I went zooming straight off to look at some stronghold carriers, which were very cool, and I flew around those and for a bit and enjoyed those a lot. Then I tried signing up for a power. I think I went with the new guy, the same as everybody else. I just
Nakato Kane,
Kane, that's him.
Right.
Yeah.
Kane. And I sort of wanted to just see how signing up and then leaving again was like. Then I ended up signing up for Ashling. I can't remember why, but it really was quite random. But I just did. So you have these weekly assignments, which are a list of about 5 things that they want you to do, and I did all of those. That was really that's really fun. I really love that. What I've discovered or learnt, I think, is that I actually quite like being told what to do. Elite is a huge game. There is so much to do, and I have done a little bit of everything. And I often struggle for what should I do today? Of all the gazillion things I could do, what shall I do? It's one of the reasons I like Elite Dangerous Adventures, because they give me a focused objective. They tell me go and do this, and I go, all right, I'll go and do that. it's why I liked the whole engineers thing, where to get invites to the next engineer, you had to do stuff. So I am liking that the Power Play weekly objectives just tell me, go and do this stuff, and I will go and do it. I love that. And the other thing I really liked about Power Play, which is funny because it's the thing we talked about on previous week's shows about the fear of, well, not the fear, but the idea that by signing up, areas of the galaxy were going to become hostile and dangerous places, which could interfere with your other gameplay. I've discovered, at least in my brief dabble with it, that I actually like that. We've often talked on the show about how the bubble kind of all feels the same and nowhere feels dangerous, and I just, what I learned is I actually really like the idea that places that were in my chosen powers, sphere of influence were friendly to me, and that there were places in the galaxy that were less friendly and hostile is the wording in game. Not so hostile that I couldn't do stuff there, but I'd get interdicted occasionally. I had to be cautious if I was on foot, because if I got scanned, I would be probably shot at.
Oh,
I
does
quite,
it work? Does it work
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
yeah,
right. Okay.
I quite like that, and currently my thinking is that I am going to commit to Power Play and effectively change my Elite Galaxy forever. I'm going to pick a power, don't know who yet, sign up and stay signed up, and have the galaxy feel like this, feel like there are places that are friendly and places that are not. I'm up for this. I've spent 10 years flying around Elite, going where the hell I want and doing what the hell I want, and I quite like the idea of being a bit more committed to it.
You
I'm
want to give up
excited.
you want to give up your freedom and be
Yeah,
dictated to.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Power Play 2. I genuinely am.
Ben?
I'm just wondering. I mean, how are you going to do that on your Buckyball account?
I don't have alts. I only have one, and I will suffer the consequences.
You're going to basically sign up and accept the fact that during a Buckyball, you may or may not get interdicted by PPP.
Yeah, that is my current plan. Yeah.
I mean, how intrusive have you been finding them?
Well, not very, and I think maybe I've been lucky. So I have been interdicted a couple of times. I mean, when I first signed up, I wanted to see what would happen at the stronghold fleet carriers, and I literally had to go to an enemy fleet carrier and kind of wave my dick in their face to get their attention. And I realized that's not been
Wild
everyone's
to me.
experience.
That's okay. There we have a new technical term for the glossary then, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, so it looks like Alex a convert. So how about the Chris Mark 5?
I haven't had much chance, unfortunately. I'm currently trying to do something at the moment. Because I found out, to my great surprise, that engineer systems, actually are power play systems. So if you're the wrong flavor of power play, you will get shot at going into an engineer system. And if you shoot back, you become wanted by the engineer, which means no more engineering. No, until you kind of square it all away in that.
Yeah. I hadn't even considered that.
Yeah, I hadn't until I went to engineer and got attacked and was like, oh. I mean, it was my fault because I attacked back. I could have ran away.
Yes.
But it's a thing that happened and was quite annoying, and I can't remember who it was. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's a useful hint.
Word of advice then. I don't have the the anti-aircraft guns that shoot down missiles on your ship. Because they'll just shoot at anything that gets in range, won't they? Even if you're pressing the fire button.
I thought what you mean the point defense?
Yeah, the PDCs, that's it.
I thought the point defense only fired on missiles.
No, I've seen them. Anything that's hostile, like if a human fires on me, their point defense cannons will just open fire on them as well. Even if I
Not
say
on the
don't
human
do it.
though.
On the ship, I'm assuming.
The point defense fires at the missiles, not at the
No,
ship.
they've shot.
And
I've had them
breakers.
shooting other people's ships as well. It could have been a while ago. It might have been patched out.
It's not a thing, Ben.
I'd never, to tell you the truth, I've never seen that. I've only seen point defense take out missiles and limpets.
Same.
I've definitely seen them doing that because I remember because we were in a party with people, and then I was like, "What the hell is why am I shooting you?" And it was my point defense cannons.
Science. We have to science.
Yeah, I'm gonna
this.
have to science it now.
Yep. Is that our new name for the to-do list? Science.
Yeah.
Science. To the library for science.
So, what do you think to it, Ben? So far, what you've seen?
I have seen none of power play on it and things like that, so I honestly cannot say.
Fair enough.
I've just not had a chance to see and investigate that thing. I've been too busy trying to land the damn ship.
Chris Mark 4, have you had a chance?
I have not had the chance to take part in new power play yet because I wasn't able to get my account stuff set up in time in order to give it a go. I have not checked today to see if everything's up and running, so I will have a little look. I am a bit concerned though about it impacting sort of gameplay. If I want to hang out in Lave, for example, and not gain notoriety, well, I've essentially got to pledge to the power in Lave if I'm going to pledge to anyone, so that my Tuesday nights are a lot easier than they might otherwise be. It seems a bit, it seems a little bit. It seems a little bit odd by the sounds of it. Obviously, I've not scienced this out myself, but it does sound a little bit awkward. The fact that you sort of gain a bounty by shooting back when it's sort of a power play thing rather than a faction thing, like a local system faction thing. It seems that those should almost be fair game if they shoot first.
I mean, you're the intruder.
Not against the local government, though. So there's the factions that are inside the system. There's the minor factions, who are kind of the ones that are doing the local government, and then there's the power play people that are coming along and putting their stickers on the station windows. So I'm against them, but I'm not against the authority of the system itself. Now, it could be, I could easily be talked round on this, Alec, because we kind of had a bit of a discussion on this in off air, which is in Elite there seems to be very little consequence for a lot of the choices that you make in game. The fact that you can fully rank up both the Imperial ranks and the Federation ranks to me just seems nuts.
Yeah.
Like once you go over a certain point with one, it should start to diminish you in the other. I'm not saying that you should be nulled out in one or the other, but there should be a certain level where they go, whoa, hang on a second. You're an Imperial king. But they don't. It's like both sides are quite happy to have you like very high ranking within them, and they trust you for all the missions and all the bits and pieces that you're up to. So maybe this is bringing what I want and a little bit of consequence to the game. It just seems a little bit disproportionate. I don't know if anyone's answered this already, because the question was in chat on whether if you shoot someone because power play, do you gain notoriety as part of that? Because that locks you out from a lot of other stuff as well once you're notorious.
Notorious. I'm so sorry.
Chris 5, did you get notoriety when you shot back at the?
I can't remember. I definitely
check now. You check now. You've probably got notoriety still. You've not been on it for more than 2 hours.
Apparently.
All right. Okay.
But
Maybe.
I did get a fine, and I became wanted by what's his name? One of the engineers. So I can't.
Brew. It was Brew Tarquin, wasn't it?
Yeah, Brew Tarquin. I'm now wanted by Brew Tarquin.
I don't know if it's similar.
by brew.
Yeah, I don't know if it's similar to this, but I'm reminded of, because I haven't done that much on foot stuff, and you go to a settlement and you've been given a mission to, I don't know, put some poison into their manufacturing plant or something, and then you get scanned and you've stolen some identity or something, and then the next thing you know, the guy that scanned you is shooting you. And then my immediate reaction, even though I'm the criminal, is to shoot back. And then the alarms go off, and then all the guards coming, and before I know it, I'm in a gunfight, and I've killed 15 people. And then I find myself feeling really annoyed that I've got notoriety.
They kept running into my gun. How dare they?
When I was the criminal.
You know what I mean?
Avoid my bullets better. But I guess the thing is, when you're doing that mission, so you've chosen a mission against that settlement, which is a crime. So you've gone, I'm poisoning the water hole, I'm stealing your data, I'm breaking into this bit, and I'm going to steal your power core, whatever that mission is. But you've also got missions which are deliver me my DVD box set.
Yeah.
Which is not...
See, that's it. I think when I take those missions, I'm not fully mentally acknowledging the fact that I'm signing up to be a criminal.
Yeah, but like,
and then somehow I feel like aggrieved when they shoot at me. It's like, how dare you?
Yeah, well,
don't you know I'm a commander?
But that's the kind of mission that's going to be even more perilous now, because they deliver the DVD mission, if it's at a station that you are not associated with, you're now going to land, and it's the land guns are just going to go open fire, and that's it. Yeah.
And sort of what I'm saying is I quite like it, but I do agree with what I think Claire will probably say, which is that it's kind of No, I knew you'd say that, and you're quite right. But it does feel a bit disproportionate. It's a bit like, I don't know, I live in Abbots Langley. I think we ended up being Conservative in the last local election, and I think Watford might be Labour. It's a bit like people shooting at me when I go to Watford because I voted Green Party.
It absolutely
much, isn't it?
You're
Really?
going for dinner there, and they're going to shoot at you. 100%.
It is a bit much.
Right then. Okay, everyone.
Okay.
Deep breath.
Okay, first and foremost. Oh, there it is. No, we don't need it. We don't need the my guy. We're like, okay, right. First and foremost, whoever thought doing what they've done with that map was a good idea is a fucking moron, and they deserve shooting.
Oh, I agree. It's not good.
It's like, if you go into the, I don't know if any of you are on the test server at the moment, but that's by the by because we're a podcast. But if you go and look at Tierney's and then look at Lave, and they're two different powers. Tierney's is Kane, and Lave is Mahon. I'm correct.
You are.
Fuck it. Let's call me correct. The greens are so different. So not different. They're not different. I meant I've misspoken. You're gonna put they're so
opposite of different.
So the opposite of different. It's like, let's face it, we're all old.
How's it
not you, Chris, but the rest of us. Yeah, okay. It's not, first and foremost, but we're all of a certain age where, let's face it, the average age of an Elite Dangerous player looks a bit like the new portrait of Jerome Archer. It's that sort of age. Those people tend to wear glasses or have problems with distinguishing individual colours. Now, those two greens, even to my young, hip and cool eyes, look almost exactly the same. Stack on top of that, there are 3 blues that are really close to each other. Aisling is one. And then there's 2 other blues. And they are so fucking similar. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Why can we... it's so stupid. I'm so mad at it. And I mean, but you can separate it all out. You only have to... You can choose just your power. So why have options for all of them? Why have options for all of them? Why give us the option if you only give us the option to see our power? Then we won't get fucked off by the state of the map. Anyway, that's just my first issue.
Let's face it. There'll probably be a third-party tool we'll all use instead anyway. Sorry.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. This shouldn't have to be. Yeah. And now I'm gonna start talking about other issues that I have. And none of these are really related into the hey. Some of them are, but the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago. But the situation is, if one fucking person says to me, "Oh, well, you don't have to engage in power play. You like this is an optional thing. You shouldn't have to engage." Then what is the fucking point of it? Why are Frontier putting this much effort into a thing if the choice is there for people not to bother engaging?
Well,
Well, exactly. People can choose not to do that, but the encouragement is there for people to get involved. The actual rewards are there, even if you're just putting on your cape and doing it for your 2 million. At least you're getting slightly involved and you're engaging with the situation. I know. My understanding is that most people have engaged with this, and clearly Frontier have put a lot of effort into this, so they want people to play it and do it. So that's my response to people going, "Oh, you don't have to play," because I want to engage in a thing that Frontier have created for the game. This is an issue. The thing about it that's really frustrated me is the inconsistencies. So I can go, I can't do BGS at my home faction without signing up for Ashling, because half of the systems with my player faction are under Ashling. I don't want to sign up for fucking Ashling. But if I want to go and do a mission over in a system that Ashling is. Look, maybe I did need the soapbox. If I want to do a mission where, in a system where Ashling is strutting her stuff and her portraits up on all of the whatsits, if I want to do that mission, I have to be signed up to her, because if I'm even just fucking delivering a box to a person who's waiting in a station and some fucker wants to scan me, if they scan me while I'm walking on foot. And you only get one cancel it by taking out your gun. So if I can't find the person, it takes more than one person to scan me, and they scan me and I'm hostile to them, they then all open fire on me. However, I can go to a system next door and I can kill every clean pilot I fucking want to kill. I can have notoriety 10. I can go to that same faction to go and deliver a parcel to someone in that same faction. I get scanned and I get, "Oh, I thought some commanders respected the law. Make it make sense."
You should know you don't talk about religion and politics with NPCs.
I'm not, though. I'm just being scanned. But if I'm hostile with someone, do you know what I mean?
Well, so let me get this straight in the head. What you were taking a package to You signed up to Powerplay and you signed up to Ashling, right?
No, I'm not.
No,
Let's say I'm not signed up to
Ashling.
Say I'm signed up to Kane, who she's miles away, other side of the galaxy, but I like her principles and she seems like a cool person. Right. But hey, my faction, I need to do some work in my faction and do some BGS. Which at the moment, my current faction isn't controlled or exploited by a power. It's completely independent, or like my home station isn't. However, we have other systems that are exploited by Ashling. If I'm doing like my little express delivery, I've got my DHL hat on, and I'm express delivering parcels to other people on planets. If I get scanned and they see that I voted for Kane and I didn't vote for Ashling, but I'm just delivering this parcel to a guy from my faction, they're still going to shoot at me.
Gotcha.
But if I'm hostile, if I've got notoriety 10 somewhere the opposite side of the galaxy as well, if I'm notoriety 10 and I want to do that and they scan me, they go, "Oh, I thought some commanders respected the law." That's a line that they say.
Right.
And that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. That it's something.
It's something that a lot of people have always said is that Crime and Punishment needs like this big overhaul, and it certainly does, because it also has no effect on power play.
Yeah. Well, Crime and Punishment, that is the next one that we'd hoped they'd looked at, but yeah, it does sound as if Crime and Punishment and power play are just confusing each other. It's like two Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
One's reversing it, the other's reversing it back again.
It just doesn't. It really doesn't. It's like everything. In their effort to keep it disconnected, they've made it make no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Is there extra?
Have I got more to say? Probably.
Oh.
Probably, and I will repeat what I've seen other people saying, which also can't be the intention. Is I've seen people saying, okay, I'm going to buy like 4 or 5 Type 10s and have them stored somewhere as storage, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a month or however long it takes working really hard to get my merits up to that top point where I've unlocked everything, buy as much as I possibly can, and then unpledge from the power and never do anything else again. And I've seen a couple of people say that. It's not just one person. And I'm inclined to agree that that's probably the way that I would look at it in its current state, because I want the freedom to be able to do everything else. And at the moment, it doesn't feel like I can do that. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's fine. It's just, to me, that's just an observation of as to the inconsistencies, the fucking terrible map, and the fact that I don't have I have limitations, and I don't need limitations in my space game, my science fiction space game, when it's not consistent.
Gotcha. Right. So that's a no from you then.
I really, really wanted it to be a yes, Colin. I really wanted to eat my fucking words back here, but I can't do it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Yeah.
How about you, Colin? You've done power play. What do you think?
Well, as probably the only person here who's played Power Play 1 in a way to get more than just the modules, I really like the changes. They've done a fantastic job in taking what the concept of the original Power Play was and doing it properly. I like the startup missions. I like the fact that there are now power play points of interest in space as well as on land.
Mm-hmm.
So there are new scenarios in the systems for people to interact with, such as power play wreckage. You might see them power play wreckage.
Oh yeah, that's where I got my escape capsules for the weekly task thing.
Yeah, and so there's these new scenarios which have appeared all over the place as well, which give it a little bit more variety. You still have the opportunity to carry the old cargoes, which I was quite surprised, but yeah. But I do like the fact that in order to get past the first bit, you've actually got to pledge your loyalty by doing a whole load of collection missions, really, before you're even accepted as the you get to level 1. And there's something that's like 30 or 40 levels, isn't there? So
100.
Oh, 100. Right, well, it's going to take a while for you to get up to the T10 level then, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so yes. So but as from myself as a power player, then I am really, really looking forward to it. But, and this is where I do agree with Psyche on this one, is that I won't be doing it in my main. I will be doing it in my power play commander. Now, I don't have a problem with the fact that Phoenix the Fire is my only character. I have a split personality anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, I've got a dedicated commander who's got about 200 hours behind him, and yeah, all he's done is power play up to this point, and he'll carry on doing power play into the new system. But I do want that level of freedom that Psykit was saying to potter about in my own in
Yeah.
the main. And yeah, I mean, I did send some feedback back into Frontier of highlighting the fact that, you know, I'm going to really enjoy this, but this is only probably because I've got a dedicated commander to it. There's no way to sort of switch it off and switch it back on again, which I do understand, because once you've pledged to a power, it is a commitment, and you know you are rewarded for that commitment by getting the power, the modules, and you know the care packages and all the stuff that comes with it. But you've got to balance that about, oh, perhaps I want to go over and to hit a Thargoid Titan, but that means I don't want to have to deal with the power play police as I fly through the other what would have been hostile systems. So yeah, it's a case of you've got to have the right mindset for it, and that's where my alts do come in. I mean, yes, I'd get my main character involved if there was that flag, even though I'll probably get a whole load of people in my own power saying, you part-timer, you splitter. You know, all of a sudden, where's the People's Front of Judea? Oh, he's over there. That kind of thing. So yeah.
Can I add really quickly, because I realised that I was really, really, really negative. Some of the new stuff that they've added, like you were saying, Colin, I think is really brilliant. Like that I did a little bit of like hacking the hollow ads on the outside of the Coriolis. That's so fun. It's really, really fun, and it's really fun, like running out of limpets and going, oh shit, and then paying your fine in that Coriolis, coming back out and doing the exact same thing again. It's really fun. It's a really cool thing, and it's stuff that I desperately want to engage with. Sorry, you go back ahead. My apologies.
Well, yeah. I mean, I will just about to come to the end anyway, because it works for me, but like I said, I won't be doing it in my main. So you know, that's, if you've got a free Epic account, that might be the ideal thing to do it with. So yeah,
but that can't be the intention. That can't be Frontier's intention, though, right?
Well, maybe they've got to the point where they think that a lot of the commanders have run out of things to do, so might as well give power play a try.
I suppose that's a little bit where I am. It's not so much that I've run out of things to do, but I'd quite like to have a focus, a reason to engage in all these hundreds of different things. I'm quite looking forward to. Well, we'll see. I'll probably rage quit after 2 weeks and go, I've quit.
I guess that's kind of what the BGS just has been for me.
Yeah, and I haven't
historically,
done. Of course, I haven't done much of that, so maybe I'm just not getting my kicks from the BGS. It's like BGS, but with added danger, added
like extra bits and like more succinct instruction actually within game. I really like what they've done. I really like the format. I just think the inconsistencies 100% need tweaking. I'm mad about it.
There is one thing that I will say that is quite surprising. I thought this was restricted to just one power, but from what I understand, everybody gets this. If your ship is destroyed in a hostile area, it doesn't cost you a penny. There's no rebuy.
Your power covers it.
Yeah.
Is that a perk at a certain level, or is that from the outset?
No, it's from the outset.
Nice.
Wow, that's a big perk.
Science, Ben?
Right, so yeah, Little Big Yin and I have been, well, Little Big Yin's been deliberately shooting my AX ship with one, which I've shoved a point defense turret on it. And basically the point defense turret can and will overspill hitting Chris.
But it's not intentional. It's just like a misfire kind of thing.
But it's not intentionally shooting him.
Right.
Whereas if you get your turrets out, then yeah, your turrets will definitely go, look at you, you bastard. I'm going to have a go, even if you didn't mean to.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
We've actually got a Mostly Clueless this week. So if you're trying to live something on an outpost and there's an NPC landed or blocking the pad you want, if you select them and you request docking permission, it kicks you off and then gives you the landing pad. That's according to Fiery Toad. Thanks for this tip. We've also had it confirmed by Pete Witherspoon. So,
Is this
Yeah,
something
I-
to prevent
I
pad
still
blocking?
don't
Sorry,
believe
Colin.
I did promise Claire that I would go and test this rigorously, but frankly, when Pete chipped in and said,
I
"No,
still
it
don't
does,
believe
it works," I thought, well,
still-
that's good enough for me.
I still think it's confirmation bias, but you know.
fair enough. Right, Claire, would you like to take over the questions of the week?
I would love to, Colin. I know we're probably going to end up running a little bit late tonight. Because we started a bit late because of the technical problems.
Blame my
Good.
microphones.
Damn it. Okay, the question of the week, we asked like stuff as well. And that question was, what are your first impressions of the Power Play update and the Mandalay? Obviously, not everyone's played it, but people have seen streams and we've talked about it. Lots of people are talking about it because why not? LCU started with his conversation saying that the Mandalay looks fantastic and clearly was built with exobiology in mind. But I do hope that they will add some lights to the fleet carrier hangars so we can see it.
I have Machine, who says it's very promising. Great to see FTEV working hard to give fans some of what they want. Still got my fingers crossed for On Foot VR. Okay.
Oh God, you're going to get arthritis, mate.
I know.
Okay, I've got Commander Profane Pagan. I'm hyped for the new gameplay features, both in space and on foot. The end of the month will be amazing for us. We have Garnet news every second day now. Ascendancy comes with Mandalay. We get to know more about the new feature, and we are on schedule to get a teaser of the 4th ship.
Ooh, of course, it's this Wednesday, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Next Wednesday, a week tomorrow. I mean,
It's a week
a week
tomorrow.
tomorrow. I don't know if it's a teaser of the ship that we're getting to a week tomorrow, but we are certainly getting some news about the other feature that they're adding. Maybe we'll talk about that as a question of the week next week.
Ooh, tease. Epsilon Orbital, the Mandalay is awesome, and I'll definitely be picking it up after seeing some of the features of PowerPlay 2.0. I think I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm hoping it won't interfere with my habit of not staying my feet in one part of the galaxy, but we'll see.
Yikes.
Cool. Mandalay's... sorry, I didn't say who this was. This is Nicey. Nicey says, Mandalay's boost sound is incredible. Yes, it is. It really is. I love it. We'll have to be looking at Power Play in more detail, though. Still haven't seen the carrier groups properly yet. I'm assuming these are the
the stronghold carriers.
Yeah, I've still got to see some of them.
Yeah, they're cool.
I have not flown
Yeah,
one.
they're cool. I haven't done any scenarios at them yet. So I haven't really. I've only flown. They're cosmetic at the moment. I haven't interacted, but I'm sure they're cool.
So Commander Andrew Johnson is saying Mandalay is amazing. PP looks fantastic and a lot better than the old version. It'll take a lot of learning as to where things can be done to earn merits, but adds a whole new version, a whole new depth to the game. However, please call off the ganking power security forces just a little.
Just a smidge, that'd be great. I'm in full agreement with you, AJ. That's cool. Mixelplix73. Powerplay 2.0 looks like a whole new game element rather than a spit and polish job on the original. Seems it will make life more interesting traveling around, even if you sign up but don't go neck deep into the gameplay. It will affect the way you travel/visit in the bubble. Thumbs up.
Ooh.
Yes, it will.
I have Commander Nails. I'm not as enamoured by the Mandalay as most. Sure, it's pretty, but you can't see it when you're sat inside it. And I'm not sure it'll be able to replace my DBX as a bubble taxi or the Crate Phantom as an exploration ship. Shrug emoji. Power Play is more interesting to me as more info comes out. More content and things to do within the game is needed to maintain and grow the player base, whether or not you are personally interested in it or going to take part.
Okay, I have Felicity. Apparently, someone needs to teach Frontier what it means to make an exploration ship. This pre-builds so many things out of place. Once again, I'm going to buy the premium version in the hope that Frontier understands the power of making new ships in a space game. About piloting spaceships. 48583 ships will always be better than just 37. I'd love to believe that PP 2.0 will be really meaningful, but unfortunately the previous updates don't let me dream. I'm betting on a lot of visual changes and uninteresting niche gameplay, also full of grind. By the way, I hope the 1 week delay means no bugs.
There's always bugs, mate. I'm really sorry. Can you imagine? And no bugs.
No bugs.
There's gonna be bugs.
Yeah.
100% bugs.
Yeah. Right, quickly, any other business for everyone? We have the Dex Legacy Season 3 Kickstarter got funded. It went from its goal of £6,735 to £7,435. So congratulations to Emily, Chris and the team, and we'll put a link in the show notes. And also this Friday, you can join our Chief Bar Steward Psycho Cow. Sorry, it's this Saturday, for Your Abysmal, a wild Eurovision-inspired show. It's like Eurovision, but with a twist, so expect plenty of laughs, wild tunes, and a good time. It's this Saturday from 8 p.m. or at twitch.tv/psychocow. Again,
Woohoo!
link in the notes.
Yeah, I should do those, shouldn't I?
So let's quickly do the shout outs. Our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, broadcasts on a Thursday from 8:30. You can tune in at twitch.tv/Hutton Orbital Truckers, or if you just want the audio, go to radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander that likes a bit of CQC action, check out the CQC Discord at discord.me/Elite Dangerous CQC. Give shout outs to the other Elite Dangerous podcasts, so that's the Guard Frequency, who do other space games as well, and the Loose Screws with their amazing accents, also over there in the States. And also, if you speak French.
I can't do it. I'm really sorry. I'm really sad about this.
We're gonna have to call you on this, like we need it properly. No,
I do mostly. I just know Bon Anniversaire because everyone knows that.
Yeah, there's the Elite Dangerous podcast and missions as well. So following this, we have the latest Galnet News Digest that's provided by Commander Witherspoon and Commander Beetlejude. And thanks to all those for chipping in on the Twitch chat and the in-game commanders we've had, Ben and Chris.
So in the bar, we've had Full CU, we've had Soka 42, we've had Commander Grogu, and we've also had the return of Mac Winston.
Oh, excellent. Welcome back, Mr. Winston. Right, so special thanks goes to Commander Tokuso, Jay and Trax, and Alan Stroud, who have created music that we use in the show. And that is it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you like, get in touch with the show. You can find the contact links at home/contact us on the menu at the laveradio.com website. And do let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30, assuming that all my mics work, and is streamed out at laveradio.com/live. So, apologies to Claire. Apologies to the Chris Mark IV.
You're welcome, Colin.
Apologies to Alec.
That's all right, Colin. Don't worry about it.
Apologies to Ben.
Don't worry about it, buddy. It happens.
And apologies to the Chris Mark V.
I forgive you.
And thank you to whoever was doing the tech tonight.
It was Chris Mark IV.
So until next time, Commanders, I'm sorry. But if you can't fly safe, I'm
Are you the
really
apology
sorry.
officer now?
Wow.
If you can't do that, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this? Sounds like someone having an orange inserted. You need a safe word.
Space can be done.
I'm gonna see the galaxy.
Ah, damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Galnet News Update, 22nd of October, 3310.
Speculation is mounting that a sudden deterioration in the health of the one-time test subject D2 may be linked to the imminent defeat of the Thargoid invasion. Seojin A was fitted with a cerebral implant by mad scientist Dr. Caleb Wycherley as part of the Azimuth biotech project Seraph, an attempt to allow humans to fly Thargoid Scout spacecraft back in 3302. This implant gives her access to the Thargoid hive mind and allows her to sense something of the emotion and intent of Thargoids, even though she doesn't understand their communication completely. Seo has worked for the tri-superpower agency Aegis, having made contact with them some years after her escape from Azimuth. Following leaked reports on Friday, the director of Aegis, Professor Albert Tesreau, confirmed that Seo has suffered a massive grand mal seizure, with her muscles stiffening and going into spasms. She lost consciousness, and although the seizure only lasted a few minutes, she remains unconscious at the Aegis hospital. Tesreau asked journalists to be patient, while Aegis doctors give their patient the best care possible, and promise to release information as and when it becomes available. Seojin A's medical incident happened at virtually the same time as Titan Raijin became vulnerable following the loss of all its controlled systems, leading some to speculate that the two events may be linked. If Seo is neurally linked to the Thargoids, could their pain and anger at the imminent failure of the invasion be impacting on Seo's health? When the final Titan, Kokijo, is destroyed, probably in late November or December, will Seo's life be at risk? Or could it be something more sinister? Could the Thargoids be plotting their next move after the destruction of the Titans? Could they be getting ready to activate their sleeper agents, the humans they abducted and kept alive for unknown reasons? Many of the rescued hostages have been returned to human society, especially in alliance systems. Could those humans become a threat from within? Or perhaps there are other Thargoid ships on their way, something even more massive and powerful than the Titans. It seems unlikely that the Thargoids will just give up when they're defeated. Or perhaps the Thargoids invaded with the intention of finding the human that has a connection to their collective mind. Perhaps they are trying to find Seojin A, in which case she is either our greatest asset or our biggest liability.
Lovable rogue Azimuth Chief Executive Torben Rademacher seems to be of the latter opinion, and that his former test subject may be in the control of the Thargoids, and may be feeding information back to them. And he called today for her to be forcibly disconnected from the alien network, by whatever means necessary. It was established 2 years ago that the implant fitted by Azimuth can never be removed from her cerebral cortex. What Rademacher is calling for is therefore the termination of Seojin A's life, something that an Aegis spokesperson later dismissed as characteristically insensitive. We can only speculate what will come next for a human-Thargoid interaction. For now, work to destroy Titan Raijin's heat core is 3/4 complete as of 6 PM on Tuesday. Commanders are reminded that if they want to earn the Pilots Federation rewards for participating in the destruction of the Titan, 2 million credits of bounties must be earned in the week leading up to the core failing. So you might need to go back to top up your contribution.